Hey CJ, hey Tiffany. Um, it's a good topic, and I'm going to have to play the opposite view here just for the sake of argument. But there are a couple of things going on here as far as high ticket items and gurus and newbies and all that kind of stuff. As you pointed out, there are a lot of very high ticket items put out by quote unquote gurus that are basically targeting the newbie market. Here's the thing, the market bears it. I mean, these products sell. We're talking about, $1 million launch days, um, huge success with selling products in this market. And so it's really hard to blame the gurus or blame the merchants or the product developers. This stuff sells, it sells to this market, it sells at this price point, so why not, right? And so, in my opinion, the market needs to be educated more so, than any guru bashing or any finger pointing or anything like that. In which we've all kind of been through this whole, issue with how we feel about, what's going on there and et cetera, et cetera. But it boils down to the fact that the stuff sells, the market buys it, and then they turn around and they're discouraged and they're disappointed and things like that. Like I saw a really good cartoon the other day, and it was by Jimmy D. Brown. So he has this lady, and she's sitting in front of a computer screen, and it says, for $997, you'll be a millionaire within 24 hours. So she's got this countdown on her computer, and she turns to her husband. She's like, only 23 hours left. And so anyway, the point being is that they buy into this stuff. That's their issue. I mean, that's personal responsibility. We all have a personal responsibility. Not to spend more money than we make, not to take out a mortgage we can't pay, not to buy something that we're not prepared to put action behind. And so I think it's as much the market's responsibility as it is the merchants. The second point I want to make about that is there is one perk to high ticket items. And Tiffany, I'm with you. I'm not big on promoting high ticket items. I'm not big on getting involved in all that, or of course creating and selling them myself either. But I will say that as a buyer, there is an amount of obligation or responsibility or accountability, that's a good word, accountability that comes with a high ticket item. So let's say, for example, that I buy a $10 report. I may or may not actually read that report. If I do read it, I may or may not take action on it. It's perceived value. If I spend $1,000 on a report, or I spend $1,000 going to an event, for example, for the ticket, you better betcha I'm going to pay attention and take action on the information. And so that price point creates a sense of accountability that encourages action. So from that perspective, I think it can be a really good thing. That said, there's a lot of overpriced stuff out there. I'm not a real big fan of the 50% commission on the $1,000 and up type products. So it is what it is. But that said, this is the industry we work in. Like it or not, this is the type of thing that's going on. And the best thing that we can do is educate people on what's out there, where they should get started, why they should or should not invest in these types of products, etc. The problem I have, and the way I'm looking at it, it's more of a market issue than a merchant issue. But the problem I have is that people buy stuff they don't need. They buy stuff they don't have any idea what to do with. For example, if your goal is to, set up a blog and become a professional blogger, then why would you be completely derailed and distracted and go out and buy a course on how to create AdSense sites, blah, blah, blah. But people do it every day. This is what's going on. They're buying the dream. Merchants are selling the dream. It's the hypnotic copywriting, and it is what it is. I really think it comes down to personal responsibility and accountability on the market's end. And so there are a lot of things going on in our market that I don't necessarily agree with and I don't necessarily like or participate in myself. But in the end, as long as people are subscribing to and purchasing and getting involved with those things that we're discussing, it's going to continue. And so I think the market needs to be a little bit better educated, and I think that the responsibility for that is on people like us. So got our work cut out for us, right? So I'll see you guys back on Twitter, and thanks CJ for the question and for the opportunity. Tiffany, loved your video and your response as well. And 7 a.m. at my house. So see you guys back on Twitter.